Hello, guys. Once again, I welcome you to my stock analysis simplified. Um, like you know, my primary goal in this show is to make you rich. That is it. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing here, just to make you rich. That's my primary goal. Now, today, the company that we're going to be analyzing today, is called Meta. Meta. Meta is the name we give to the company that that is popularly known as Facebook in the past. Yeah, it is a technology company that operates in the social media and technology industry. And Meta actually, their main job is to engage in the development of products that enable people to connect and share with their friends and family through use of mobile devices, the internet in general, through of course, personal computers, virtual reality headsets, and other wearable devices. So my analysis of this company, remember, I always recommend long-term investing. I always say it. Stock investing is not a get-rich-quick business. It's a business that requires patience and knowing the right stock company to put your money in, which is what I'm showing you here. So anyway, I think you get the point already. My analysis of Meta Platforms, otherwise known as Facebook stock, is based on three things as usual. The company's information I got from the company's balance sheets. Not all of them, some of them that I need, that I believe are important. The information I got from the income statement, and of course, cash flow statement. And then, of course, the general stock information. So I hope you enjoyed it. So let us go right into the right. Okay. Let me open where we're gonna be using getting our information from. So now there is this place. I keep saying that each time I present a new company, that you can get information about Meta, about the Meta platform free of charge. And that is in the Yahoo Finance. And that's where we are now. So get ready, maybe get some drinks, maybe a glass of cranberry juice or a glass of wine, red wine, and then relax and listen to me so that I will show you, I'll point to you, or I will show you the pot of gold in this stock analysis simplified. So the first thing we do is to get Facebook. So we start by putting the trading symbol, which is Meta platform. You can see that once I type the trading symbol, it shows up Meta platforms. I'm gonna click on it, opens up. Now, as usual, the first thing I do is to look at the moving average, look at the stock and the moving average for the company. So you can see the stock price. Today it is trading at $334.22 per share. So let us look at the graph where we can have the stock movement over time. So as a long-term investor, I'm not looking at a movement in 1 minute or 5 days or one. I will recommend looking at the movement for 2 years. If you are the kind of person that buy and hold for 2 years or 5 years, okay. Well, see, you can see how erratic the stock movement is. Stock movements are often erratic. So I click on 5 years. Next thing I'll do in order to find a trend in this stock is to insert a 200-day moving average. Okay, I'm gonna click on it and change this to let me just make sure you're seeing this. Yep. Changes to 200 day moving average, 200. Okay. 200. So again, let me make sure you are seeing this. Yep, you are. Okay, you're seeing it. So then I'm going to click save. Now you can see the app trending for the 2 years, 5 years. You can see that it is trending up. I mean, there's a brief interlude whereby the stock went down for some time. But generally speaking, from 2019 to 2023, it's been trending up. And not only that, it is also the current stock price is above the 200-day moving average. Both for the 2 years, if I want to check it for 2 years, you see it's still 2 years, it is a little bit flat, but not trending down. Now, if I want to make it the maximum, in this case, I'm checking the trend from 2013 to 2023 all the way up. I can see the moving average. It's an upward trend. For the majority of the time, Meta's stock is trading above the moving average, except for a few interludes. So, because it is trading above the 200-day moving average, it means that it can be considered a positive sign for long-term investors. Generally speaking, trading above 200-day moving average suggests that the stock has exhibited a positive trend over the long term. So in the long term, it has a long-term value because of that. Now we can look at next thing. Let's look at, we cannot, just like you cannot judge the value of a book from the cover, we cannot just use one metric. Let us look at the fundamentals, okay? So for that, I'll be going back to, let's look at some of the statistics about Meta. Go back, okay? So for that, I'm going to click on the statistics. So now, scrolling, we can see, remember, these are based from December 2022 to this current year. Now, let's start with the profitability. You can see the profit margin of 23.42% for Meta, and operating margin of 41.37%. Now, again, let me say this. Meta Incorporated, which most people know as Facebook, is a technology company. And from what we have just seen about the profit margin of 23.42% and 41.37% operating margin. So what can we say? Okay. It has from what we can see from the screen, when it comes to profitability, Meta Platform has a strong financial performance on the provided financial statement that we have seen now. I mean, not everything that is contained in the financial statement, the one we need. Okay. Anyway, the companies demonstrated a robust profitability with a profit margin of 23.42% and their operating margin of 41.37%. So these margins indicate that Meta Incorporated is effectively managing its costs. And not only that it is generating significant profit from its operations. Now let's take a look at management effectiveness, whereby we have a return on asset of 13.82% and the return on equity of 22.27%. Well, let me say it this way. In terms of management effectiveness, Meta Incorporated shows impressive figures with this return on asset of 13.82% and this return on equity of 22.27%. So these things suggest that the company is using its assets and shareholders' equity effectively to generate returns. At this point, we are ready to look at the income statement. Now, Meta's income statement reveals a substantial revenue of 126.96 billion with a strong quarterly revenue growth rate, quarterly revenue growth rate of 23.2%. This is very good. I hope the long-term investors, I hope you are hearing seeing this and hearing this. Now, For the gross profit, which I sometimes take a look at, it says that the Meta's gross profit, as you can see from here, Meta's gross profit of 92.86 billion and a net income, which is a fancy name for net profit of 29.73 billion. So that's what it has. So the company have a gross profit of 92.86 billion and a net income, otherwise known as net profit of 27.93 billion. So this resulted to diluted earning per share of $11.32 per share, and then the quarterly earnings growth rate of 163.50%. Now, see, that's very high, and it highlights the company's potential for future profitability. That's really good. Now, coming to balance sheet, the total cash and cash ratio, that we'll be looking at total cash and cash ratio. We look at this, and then we see that Meta appears to be in good financial health. The company has 61.12 billion in total cash, and the current ratio of 2.577. So indicating that indicating its ability to cover short-term liabilities, I mean short-term debts comfortably. See, 2.57 means that for each $1 of debt that Meta has, it has $2.57 to take care of it. I mean, I'm talking about short-term debt. So if, for example, if say Meta has 1 billion in debt, it has 2.57 billion to cover it, which is very good. I'm talking about short-term debt. I mean, how much the money you use to pay your wages for workers, utility bills, then your suppliers. If you cannot meet, even if you're making profit, if you cannot meet those short-term debts, the company is gone. It's a matter of time. But Meta is more than prepared for that, which is good. Now, at this point, we can look at the book value, or it has a book value, the book value of per share, which stand at $55.57 and suggested a solid foundation of assets. Then at this point, we can be able to look at the cash flow for Meta. So based on what we have on the screen here, based on what we have, you can see that I mean, from the cash flow perspective, you can see that Meta demonstrates strong operating cash flow of 66.22 billion and levered free cash flow of 29.44 billion, indicating its ability to generate cash from its core operations. So now, what does all this tell us about Meta? Overall assessment. Well, based on the provided financial data, Meta appears to be a strong candidate for a buy and hold investing strategy. The company has a track record of profitability, efficient management of assets, equity, and strong revenue and earning growth. I mean, what more can a long-term investor ask for? But in any case, investors should conduct, long-term investors should conduct further research, including analysis of competitive landscape, and industry trend before, making their final decision. But for me, when you look at the, that's one more thing I forgot to say. For the EBITDA, earning before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization, Meta's EBITDA is 54.06 billion. You can see right here. So this higher EBITDA indicates stronger operational profitability and cash generation potential, which is also good for long-term investors. So so now, as you can see, everything we have learned so far about this company, I mean, come on, we have seen it in the graph, we have seen it in the numbers. So what would be for long-term investors? Not that it is that long. I'm talking about 2 years, 3 years. I mean, what we have seen so far show that that Meta is really what is a good investment for long term. So let me put it this way. Should we buy? I mean, if you're a long-term investor, should you buy or sell Meta stock? So the answer is, for me, based on the analysis we just did, is buy. Buy it. It's good. Keep it for 1 year, I mean, for 2 years to 5 years. You will see that the value will appreciate, and then you can sell it and make some money through capital gain. I hope you enjoy my lecture, and then once again, thank you for listening. And I will see you tomorrow when we do the analysis of the next company. Okay? Have a good day. Thank you.